I recently completed a tutorial, as some might say, so here are my top 50 tips and tricks after playing RimWorld for over 10 years. The short circuit event is quite annoying. Your conduits explode and catch fire, burning down your base, and your battery bank discharge completely. You can avoid this by building hidden conduits, as they do not short circuit. Struggling to find an item in your massive hoarder stockpile? Press Z to open the search tool, where you can locate items, colonies, animals, ores, and even plants on your current map. If your favorite colonist dies, don't cry or rage quit. Build a sarcophagus in your freezer and store their body there until you get a resurrector serum. The freezer keeps the body fresh, and the sarcophagus prevents animals or starving colonists from eating the corpse. Raider corpses are valuable resources. Instead of dumping them in a river to decompose, butcher them for food and leather. You can make big money, but butchering humans lowers mood unless your colony is full of cannibals and psychopaths. The solution is to use them as animal food. Build a large freezer, designate a stockpile for human-like corpses, add a pen marker, and let the piggies turn the corpses into delicious bacon. Steam geysers do more than just power geothermal generators. They also produce heat, which you can use to warm rooms, animal barns, or greenhouses. This strategy is great in colder biomes for saving electricity and resources, but be careful as it can get very hot. Balance the heat by building larger rooms, adding vents, leaving doors open, or removing roof tiles. Trees block wind turbines, and constantly marking them for cutting can be annoying. Instead, click on the wind turbine and toggle the auto cut option. You can also place solar panels in front of and behind wind turbines, as these do not block them. To reduce micromanagement, designate a large growing zone and disable sowing. Now colonies will harvest plants like berries, heelroot, ambrosia, and cut down trees. Colonies get a mood debuff from wearing damaged apparel. Avoid this by setting a clothing policy to only allow apparel with at least 51% durability. Colonies will unequip damaged apparel on their own. To stop random fires from spreading and burning down your base, build a non-flammable flooring 2 tiles wide. For a quicker and resource-free option, build roofing instead. The roof kills vegetation and prevents it from regrowing. Large and long-lasting fires will force a rain event. The abrasive trait is bad. These dudes constantly start social fights and everyone hates them. Solve this by cutting out their tongue, but they'll get a -8 mood debuff. Tainted clothing doesn't have to go to waste. Pawns with the bloodlust trait can wear it without any mood penalty. Besides loving to get beaten, masochists enjoy wearing slave apparel like a body strap and collar and torture crowns. Most colonists hate wearing human leather apparel, but psychopaths don't get a mood debuff, and bloodlusts or cannibals actually get a mood buff from it. When caravanning, colonies will tend to injuries on their own. After a raid, if your colonists are badly injured, reform the caravan immediately to avoid micromanaging. Reorganize the colony's bar by holding the right mouse button on a colony's portrait and dragging it around. Change the work priorities for all colonists at once by holding shift and right or left clicking the work type header. Strawberries are underrated. Colonists can eat them raw without a mood penalty, saving cooking time and avoiding the debuff from nutrient-based meals. Not all your pawns need to sleep during the night. Assign your cook to a night shift, so food is ready when your colonists wake up, preventing them from eating raw food. The nutrient-based dispenser is a lot more useful than you think. It's the most efficient way to produce meals, and pawns won't ever get food poisoning from nutrient-based meals. Injuries and diseases are quite common in RimWorld, so always plant at least some herbal medicine. It's not as effective as regular medicine, but much better than nothing. Stone beds have lower rest effectiveness than wood or steel, which means it will take more time to fill the rest bar, meaning colonists sleep longer on stone beds, so avoid them. Another bed's tip: higher quality beds reduce the time colonists need to sleep, so upgrade beds to better quality ones as soon as possible. Drag drafted colonists by holding the right mouse button. Queue tasks for a colonist by holding shift, right-clicking the desired activity, and left-clicking. Drafted colonists can tend to injuries on the spot without having to carry the injured pawn to a bed. Double walls insulate freezers better and are very useful in extreme climates to keep your base at a comfortable temperature. Devil Strand is one of the best materials for apparel, offering excellent insulation and protection. Plus, Devil Strand mushrooms are immune to blight. Some electronics will catch fire if exposed to rain or snow, so keep them roofed. When constructing large structures, set up a nearby stockpile with the necessary materials to prevent your builders from wasting time walking long distances. Materials like steel and stone don't deteriorate outdoors, but items like silver or gold should be stored indoors as they will get stolen by raiders. Enable automatic rebuilding of destroyed buildings and walls by clicking the hammer icon in the bottom right. It only works in the home zone. If colonists have a life-threatening illness like an infection, keep them in bed and well fed to speed up immunity gain. If treatment is no longer an option, amputate infected limbs via the operations menu. For diseases that can be amputated, place the colonist in a cryptosleep casket to pause disease progression until you have the necessary means to treat him, like a healer mech serum. Luciferium is a permanent commitment but can cure scars, brain injuries, dementia, and frailty. It also offers some extra buffs. Happy prisoners are easier to recruit, so stop throwing them in a 2x1 cell with only a sleeping spot. Darkness slows work and movement, so make sure to build lamps or torches. And if I see another YouTube video where the dude doesn't build lights, I'm gonna... During the winter or in colder biomes, you can enclose a room around fertile soil and heat it to grow crops if you can't afford hydroponics. In the summer, if it gets warm enough, simply remove the roof and turn off the sun lamps and heaters to save electricity. Combine the dining room with the recreation room to save space and resources and easily create a single impressive room to boost the mood of your colonists. Store chem fuel away from your main stockpile as it's highly flammable. Having an unpowered conduit and pressing the reconnect button lets you turn on or off electronics and turrets without colonist interaction. Starting off with wood in the early game is fine, but upgrade to stone walls as soon as possible to prevent your whole base from burning down. Strip raiders before they bleed to death to prevent their apparel from getting tainted, which causes a mood debuff when worn. Meals cooked in a dirty kitchen are more likely to cause food poisoning, and a dirty hospital increases the risk of infections and lowers operation success rates, while a dirty research room decreases research speed. To prevent this, ensure these rooms are always clean. You can also improve cleanliness by building sterile tile flooring. The butcher table is dirty and it reduces room cleanliness, so stop placing it in the same room as the stove. Quickly toggle options by holding down left click and dragging. It works for assigning policies as well for the animals tab and wildlife tab. The insect jelly is very tasty, but is dangerous to obtain as it is defended by insects, but you can steal it at night while the bugs are sleeping. Never store weapons near the prison, as escaping prisoners will grab and use them. Puma loops can be milked for chem fuel. Keep charged batteries connected to an off-power switch as a backup for emergencies. And a bonus tip for you, if you are unsure what to buy in the early game, the best way to spend your silver is on good quality firearms and components. And that's it. Subscribe for more videos and watch this video next so I can make it big on YouTube.